Oh, do you really? I live on a farm though, so they're farm kids. They're out now.
Are you ready?
Okay. I have 2 dogs.
And bye.
Got these chickens. I got. He's got a dog. What are you doing? FBI.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all tuning back in. This is going to be the 6-month review of the Staccato P4, or as I like to call it, the Staccato. So let's go ahead and make sure this gun is safe. Clearly the gun is safe. So let's go ahead and jump into this. What do I think of the gun? Well, after 6 months, thousands of rounds and several competitions, 2 or 3 competitions, who knows. I really like the gun. This was actually pleasantly surprised about it. You know, I've never actually bought a gun that I had not previously held or shot or had some degree of experience with. So this was something I was something I did not anticipate. You know, like I wasn't really sure. I was kind of taking that leap of faith. The magazines work really good with this. It was almost like these magazines were made specifically for this gun. It is almost like these magazines were actually made for this. Kind of crazy, right? I really like these. I really am actually really happy with these magazines. I've not had any problems while shooting them. Let's not take my word for how good this shoots. Let's check out one of the videos from my recent USPSA match and see what y'all think of it.
Range clear, 1160.
1160.
So I am going to be buying a second one of these. Why am I going to buy a second one? Well, if you shoot a lot, and when I say a lot, imagine a hot Alabama day and you were just sending round after round after round after round downrange. These guns get hot very quickly, and it is nice to have a spare. If you are shooting matches and something happens to the gun, it is nice to have a spare just to pick up and continue shooting. Now, that's not to say I've had any problems. In fact, I have not actually had any problems out of this gun whatsoever. Issues with the gun. What issues have I had? Well, I know Ben Stoker talked about there was a hot spot kind of right here. I do agree that when I am grabbing the gun that I rub up against it kind of right there in the same area, basically right here in this area. It does kind of get noticeable after a while. I don't know if it's an issue that I would say don't buy it. I'm just gonna say I do notice. Finish has been really good, but I do a lot of dry fire. If you can tell, you can see that there is starting to be a little bit of wear. I know that there was some gun tuber that was complaining about the finish wearing off. If you're shooting your gun enough and you are practicing enough with it, finish is gonna eventually wear off. Crazy, I know, right? There is starting to be a little bit of wear. That's fine. I practice dry fire for hours on end, so I'm going to expect there to be some degree from drawing the gun. Other things. So far, aftermarket support. I have not seen a lot of aftermarket support for it, but I also have not been looking for it either. Now, I don't really need anything for the gun. The gun is pretty much as is out of the factory. It shoots great. There's no issues. The trigger's working great. I have no issues with this modified Series 80 trigger. There is really nothing I can say about this. But again, let's watch another video to see.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Would I recommend this? Yes, but under very particular caveats. One, if you already have a Glock and you have a lot of magazines for it, and when I say a lot, you probably already have like, I don't know, 10, 15 mags, then yes, that is a good reason to buy this gun. 2, if you're interested in getting into the 2011 market and you have the Glock that I have already previously mentioned with all the accompanied magazines, yes, this would be a good reason to buy this gun. 3, if you are wanting to get into, I don't know, if you're wanting to get into a little bit nicer platform over a striker fired polymer frame gun, yeah, this is a great gun to have. Is it better than, say, a higher end 2011? I wouldn't say so. I don't think this is better. I think this is just a different option. You want a nicer gun, but you're not wanting that high speed. You don't really want that crazy high speed. You just want something that is going to work. Yeah, this is great. But understand, this comes with a pretty high ticket. You know, you're looking at what's the street price? $2,500 right now, I think, somewhere around there. I'd still buy it again. In fact, I probably am. I've already been greenlit for buying me another one. Final thing, one last thing. Is this gun going to make you a better shooter? The answer is no. It is not going to make you a better shooter. There is nothing this gun does that a Glock cannot do. And I'm going to prove that. Now, remember, this is my opinion. Okay, looking on the screen right now, you're looking at my particular scores. Now, if you notice, carry optics is what I'm using my Glock in. It's 53%. I am a C-class shooter. Limited optics is what I'm using my Staccato in. I am also a C-class shooter. Both of them are 53%. I am 0.4% difference between the two. There's no way this gun's gonna make you a better shooter. The only thing that this gun's gonna do is gonna have a smoother ride. That's really kind of it. There's no difference. And I hate to try and bust that bubble, but I can show you the metrics. Gun's good gun, yes, it is a better ride, but that doesn't mean that's gonna make you a better shooter. If you're a good shooter, this is just gonna enhance what you already have. Now, that's my opinion. Take it or leave it. I'm only a C-class shooter. But I am a C-class shooter that can try and show you metrics and provide you detailed data that can back up what I'm saying. And I may try and make another video on this one because I think this is something that should be discussed again.